Season has gone south for the Magic, but as you said, Marv, Stan Van Gundy still the coach of this team going forward with 12 games left to go in the season.
Nice pass on the back as Richardson is able to hit. Thank you, David. Stan also making the point to us that, hey, a lot of people don't like their boss no matter what they're doing. And as I pointed out, David and I have had problems with you on a personal level. It does not affect our work. But Richardson is able to drill it from downtown, and Stan nodded, agreeing. He said he could understand our point of view.
I'm not sure David gave you permission to speak for him.
Anthony was trying to draw the foul. Here's Davis. He got the step. And a loose ball foul is called as Earl Clark, who just checked in, came away with the ball.
Take a look on the back cut on the weak side. A nice pass, and that's from behind the three-point line. They throw the lob. Stan not real happy with the fact that they lost body contact. Chandler was able to get to the rim.
Apparently there was a technical call leading to the whistle. It's on the Knicks bench. I'm being told it's not on head coach Mike Woodson, but somebody obviously had something to say at the bench, directed at the one of the officials, and so Jameer Nelson is able to convert. We'll have to check out who the technical is called on.
Mike might have just made a comment, something to the effect like, shouldn't you be spending a little more time worrying about making the calls on the court rather than listening to a bench issuing technicals?
See, that's something you would say.
No.
Back in your coaching days.
They like.
Oh, look out! A tripping foul on Shumpert that was inadvertent, but Turkoglu is obviously shaken up. He landed on his elbow.
It was really unusual how he whipped around at the end as his legs got caught up with Shumpert. Comes down on that right elbow. It's the way typically dislocated shoulders take place. Someone falls, they put the elbow down and it dislocates that shoulder.
Vito is up and walking back to the Magic bench. J.J. Redick coming on. This has been a depleted Orlando team the last few games. Ryan Anderson, a very valuable player, certainly in the conversation in terms of comeback player of the year, and he is sitting out with a sprained right ankle. Sat out at Detroit Tuesday night. May be back for one of the upcoming games over the weekend. I call it comeback player of the year. It's actually most improved player. Howard pops it back out. Nelson trying to step behind the three-point line. Had a foot out the line. And it's rebounded by Anthony.
You know, David Aldridge mentioned about the slide that the Magic were in, having lost 4 in a row. The problem is, a couple of those losses, you couldn't understand. They finished underneath by Tyson Chandler with 2 hands. He knew Howard was lurking around, so he made sure that he finished that one off. I mean, they lose a 2-point game to Dallas, who was playing very well that night. They had a couple shots at the end to win that one. They went up to Detroit without 3 starters. You mentioned Anderson. He's their second leading scorer. He's their second leading rebounder. He's shooting over 41% from the three-point line. So they, you know, Howard, Jameer Nelson, Anderson, you could understand they might have a loss.
That's the second traveling call on Dwight Howard. Ryan Anderson had that sensational career night against the Knicks. And the first meeting, they met twice before they split the first 2. Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, foot on the line. It's a 2-pointer. So the Magic now leading at 19-15.
A little camouflage that time to the Knicks play. It's, in essence, that's the play Mike D'Antoni used to run all the time. But they camouflaged. They started out and it looked differently. By the time they got into it, it was the same exact set that they used to run, that spread open set with the middle pick and roll.
Foul committed by Chandler, his second.
There you see the roll man takes the defender from the weak side. That allows Anthony to step back for the jump shot.
In for New York, number 55, Josh Harris.
Knicks sending on rookie from Kentucky, Josh Harrelson, for Chandler, who leads with the 2 fouls. This is the 3rd and final meeting between the Knicks and the Magic. The Magic won at the Garden in mid-January. Anderson in that game, career high 30, including 7 3-pointers. In fact, Orlando hit 17 of 35 from 3-point land. And then last week in New York, the Knicks beat the Magic by 22. Carmelo with 25 points. Iman Shumpert had a career high of 25. That was an awful performance by Orlando. Richardson trying.
I'm looking for you. High pick and roll. High pick and roll. Okay. Get back into it. Get back, get back, get back.
Inside Reds, covered by State Farm. Get to a better state. And we thank Tyson Chandler for wearing the wireless microphone.
Their staff is so happy with Tyson Chandler. What he does in the locker room, what he does in the film sessions, the leadership. He comes out, he'll say what has to be said to the team. He has been great for this basketball team.
And my sources tell me that the technical was called on assistant coach Jim Todd as Carmelo Anthony knocks down a 3. So the Knicks are within 1. Jim Todd joining the Knicks staff along with Darryl Walker when Mike Woodson became the head coach. Chris Duhon, a one-time Knick, now in the backcourt along with J.J. Redick, Tony Douglas, and J.R. Smith at the guards for the Knicks. Here's Redick straight away for 3. Back tap and handled by Douglas. Tony Douglas, who was a starter at the beginning of the season. Douglas rebounds his miss. Deflected out, last touch by Orlando.
You see the Knicks out there with numbers that time, 4 men out on the fast break, and a great closeout onto Redick. Redick has struggled to make shots lately. For Orlando to be good, Redick has to make shots.
Several members of the Magic struggling as of late. Jason Richardson, as I mentioned, J.J. Redick.
Well, offensive foul called on Carmelo Anthony as he came across fighting Clark for that post position. Carmelo called with the offensive foul. And you'll see Clark trying to beat him, and there's Carmelo wrapping the arms right there, holding him on his back. The official sees it. The baseline official makes the call.
Earl Clark, 3-year man out of Louisville, originally a first-round pick of the Phoenix Suns. Getting the playing time the other night due to the many injuries, and again, Howard lost it. He was stripped.
Remember, New York second best in the league at steals.
Averaging just under 10 a game. Here's Shumpert from downtown.
And his shooting has gotten better and better, particularly his three-point shooting over the last 5 games.
So the Knicks follow up on the 13-4 run by Orlando with 10 unanswered. Richardson spinning inside, trying to get it to Howard, and another Magic turnover, which has been a problem for Orlando in recent weeks.
Well, New York, #1 in the league in forcing turnovers, over 17 a game. Part of it's the steals, and Harrelson responsible for that. He got that left hand out, he tipped it, deflected it, went off the Magic. Therefore, Knicks get ball back.
And now Steve Novak has come on for the Knicks, the leading three-point percentage shooter in the NBA at 48% from downtown.
I mean, is there not a team that would want him right now if he were not a Knick and was free out there? You've got a guy who could stretch defenses out. He makes shots on a regular basis, and he came along his three-point presence when Lynn was emerging as the point guard that got everybody excited. Together, they were some combination.
Shot clock down to 5. Smith. Rebounded by Turkoglu, so Hito back in the lineup after he took that fall several minutes ago. Final minute of this opening quarter. Richardson kept alive by Duhon. Richardson very active here in the first quarter. He has 9 points to lead the Magic.
Sometimes when your perimeter shot is struggling the way Richardson has been, you got to find other ways to score. Run on the fast break, get offensive rebounds, get around the rim, get to the foul line.
Smith with the runner. Rebounded by Redick, and a foul. Orlando with a foul to give. So that's a non-shooting affair, and Smith will put it in play with 19 seconds left in the first.
And Harrelson was in the air. Reddick moved underneath him and rode him behind the backboard. That's how he came up with that rebound.
Big Baby Davis coming on for Dwight Howard, who was 0 for 2 from the field and was committed to play Denver Golden State. ABC Sunday, the Bulls playing the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
Got the shooter getting ready to set the screen to see if Orlando switches on this and they can find Novak for a 3 to end the quarter.
Final seconds of the first. All J.R. Smith. Oh, it's put down by Shumpert with 1.6 remaining in the quarter. As Kovalev fires it down. Iman Shumpert, outstanding rookie out of Georgia Tech. First round pick by the Knicks has given them a 23-21 lead after one.
People really love Snapshot from Progressive, but don't just listen to me.
Mix and match. We still got Bibby over there as well that we can come in with. But Tony came in and gave us a good lift, especially defensively up the floor. We got to continue to do that.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, thank you.
Mike Woodson, who replaced Mike D'Antoni when D'Antoni resigned last month due to, let's say, philosophical differences with his second quarter gets underway, and Big Baby Davis back on the floor has tied the game at 23. Woodson was the head coach for 6 seasons with the Atlanta Hawks. Foul is called off the drive as Fields is sent sprawling by Von Wafer, who just came on. Under Woodson, the Hawks made the playoffs the last 3 years, but after losing in the conference semis for a second straight year, he was let go.
You know, he was let go, and I looked at him and went, for what? The guy came in with a terrible program. They wound up bringing players in, making some trades, making a couple of nifty moves to make his roster a little bit deeper and better. He won more games each year. He got into the playoffs. He went further in the playoffs each year. One of the criticisms was that there was too much isolating Joe Johnson, for example, with the ball pounding it at the floor. And all of a sudden, there was a change. And, perhaps management felt it was time to move voice. But it wasn't because of what he achieved coaching-wise. They did an excellent job.
Talk about the isolation. He's in the same scenario here with Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith, with Mari Stoudemire and Jeremy Lin out of action.
Well, he had a pretty good answer, didn't he, when we asked him about all that? He said, L.A. has Kobe, and then there's Wade and LeBron in Miami, and Smith with the 3. And they said, those guys are isolation guys. You need them every so often in this league to get a basket.
Well, Kobe has won on a number of occasions.
Well, he said that, yeah.
A little different. And Wade and LeBron have had more success. Wade has won a championship. Obviously, LeBron has not, but they've had more success. But you can see George Karl watching these games, and he's thinking about Carmelo's days in Denver, and it's the same situation. I mean, there's no question about he's one of the great scorers in the game. But Denver certainly had its difficulties getting by the first round.
Yeah, but they won a lot of games with Carmelo. You don't want to give him any credit for winning any games with Denver.
No, I see you're putting words in my mouth. No. But would you agree there was disappointment?
They didn't win a championship.
Well, forget about championship. They didn't get by the first round until finally a couple of years ago, they did as J.R. Smith, who was also a member of that squad, was able to knock it down. And the Knicks lead at 28-23. Here is Davis. And of course, from the point of view of guys like Anthony and Smith, they'll say, hey, you could have surrounded us better. Novak, a nice fake as he knocks down the 3-pointer.
Their bench jumps up as it's still in his hands. They anticipate that it's going in.